I know, right?
Yeah.
You know, are we ready?
Just one
Okay.
Yes.
For you, what had you read the books before you heard anything?
I had,
Okay,
yeah.
you had. So, when you were reading the books, did you think, "Ooh, Azrael looks like he might be kind of fun if they ever make a movie"?
The funny thing is, yes, I did. I very much wanted to. When I heard about the film, because the film was originally going to be made sort of 3 or 4 years ago, and then it got shelved and sort of. And it's been kind of, I think, sort of the timing was perfect on it now because of the special effects had caught up and things. But I'd read the books and had been interested. And before I did Bond, I'd reread them when I was away on holiday. I read one of them and sort of thought, well, I'll see what happens. Maybe they'll fit in. And just by luck, I phoned up the producer, Eileen Meisel, and sort of asked her, what's the situation? And she said, well, it's there if you want it. So it was luck.
What about, for people who don't know the books, what about Azrael makes him such a great character? I mean, he's so, of course, it's the 3-book arc that really makes him as rich as he is, but...
Well, he's kind of an old-fashioned... I mean, we all based him, I think, on sort of Shackleton, on the explorer, and so this sort of gentleman explorer who I mean, what I liked so much about it, which you don't see in the film, is that he was a lord and he lost everything. He lost everything because, in fact, he murdered somebody, and there's kind of a complicated story that goes on. So there's this sort of grief inside him, but he's just very single-minded, and he's a revolutionary within this world, because actually what he wants to do is split the world apart and change and mingle everything up so that everything can move forward. And he's secretly sort of, not secretly even, he's sort of tackling the system head on, and. Yeah, he's just, I don't know, he's got a snow leopard as a demon. It can't be much better than that, really, can it?
One of the things that I think people who don't know the books have trouble with at first until they get it is what the demons are. Can you describe, at least in your mind, what the demons are?
It's an embodiment of yourself. It's not just your soul. It's your... well, as a child, let's say, what happens with your demon is you have an animal which represents your soul, and it has the ability to change shape into any animal. It's at the opposite sex of you, so it's your, I don't know, your yin and yang, if you like to say. You could sort of get into that. And as you reach puberty and become an adult, it fixes as the person that you are. And what the conceit and what the brilliance of the idea is, I think, that Philip invented, was that you're formed as a child. So everything that affects you as a child makes you into the adult you become. So that when your demon sets, when it becomes the animal, it's because of the childhood you had. So the importance of your childhood is well, he makes how you grow up that important. So that having a good childhood, having good people around you, having good influences on your life, is made all the more so, because if you end up with a slug, then it's a sort of real surefire sign that you've had a bad childhood.
Well, after acting with, I don't know if you had to, Nicole had to act with green balls a lot. I don't know if you had to do that, but when you finally, you saw the movie, right?
Yeah.
When you finally see him on the screen, they did an incredible job.
Oh, that's amazing.
What do you think kids are going to enjoy most about this movie?
Well, I think, I mean, Pantalaimon, who's Lyra's demon, who's still changing, and is voiced by Freddie Highmore beautifully, that character is so well formed, and some of the sort of manifestations with the cat and the wild cat, and there's a seagull at some point, are so beautifully done that you can't help but get pulled in. But of course, the big deal is the bears, and they really they knock it out of the park.
They did an incredible job with the bears.
Yeah.
It's amazing now that you can have completely non-real things occupy huge chunks of a movie, and it's completely real.
Really well. And they've done such. I mean, like we were saying, but it's 5 years ago they couldn't have done this. It wouldn't. The technology wasn't ready for it. So if we get to do the next 2 movies, which would be great. I mean, who knows?
Hopefully, please God. If you had a demon in real life, you have any clue what kind of animal it would be?
I don't know. We're talking about this. It's actually quite telling what you would say. Your guess is quite telling. It's like it would probably be the opposite of what it should be. But I'm happy with the snow leopard.
What about working with Chris? Obviously, he loves the books. What about working with Chris was so good or not good or rewarding? Or...
Well, I mean, Chris had got such a handle on it, and he put in a huge amount of work beforehand, which was important for the movie, because it's there's such complicated themes going on that you can only tell. If you know the books, if you know the books and you go and see the film, it's always difficult. you're always going to be slightly disappointed because if you know the books, you've got your own sort of picture of what the film is. But it's important to get the essence of what the book is about, and especially for the first movie, so that you can pull people in who haven't read the stories. And Chris sort of had such a handle on that we managed to sort of tell the stories as simply as possible in the first state, but also just as just to keeping the magic in there and all the messages sort of very subtly put.
And then finally, Little Dakota had not done anything really before, but people are saying she's really kind of remarkable in the movie.
She's done a brilliant job.
What did you think about working with her and her final result in the film?
I had a great time working with her. I just tried to keep it as fun and lively on the set as possible because, her energy. I mean, she was working really hard and getting tired, obviously, because she's young, but just to kind of keep her energy levels up and keep us, I just teased her a lot.
All right, thank you so much.
All right.
Have a great day.
Thank you.